And here we are live streaming into Spiritual Events Directory, and we have the lovely Netty Mharee here, and I am Kay Hamilton, and we are both Taswegians. I can say that now, can't I? We
You
were both,
can.
we're both
Finally. Yay.
Taswegians, or some people when I was first came here, we called ourselves Tasmaniacs. So
Yes.
we are Tasmaniacs.
Yes, I love that. I love that I can finally say I'm home.
Yes, so exciting. So yeah. So tonight, Nettie and I, we had a little conversation and said, what are we going to talk about tonight? So what we want to do is talk about the shadow work, the inner work that is needed so that you can become the best version of yourself possible and not get stuck in that groove of poor me, or that groove of I can't do this, or anything that is depressing you or holding you back. Is that right, Nettie?
Yes, absolutely. And of course, this comes under a whole different field if you are in a very depressive state, because it's very hard to do inner work if you are suffering from, a deep depression. Or so, I mean, kind of a bit of common sense comes with that, like doing the work on yourself when you're kind of in a better place. And it's saying that Kay, I'm just going to shout out again a group and a mum and daughter that I follow who are phenomenal in helping people with mental health. They're raising awareness of mental health. They're raising money. And Missy and Mouse has her own mental health issues and is very open about it, and sharing her journey with people so that they can connect and go, oh my God, that's happening to me too, or that's happened, or this is how I'm feeling. People are reaching out to them just for that support. They've started a support group on Facebook, which is the Kiwi Nutters support group. And Missy is mum of Mouse, and she shares how she deals with what's going on with Mouse, like what's going on and how she has to watch her daughter struggle because there is no support out there for mental health. That's no secret. So that's why I'll always shout out the Kiwi Nutters. They're on TikTok under the Kiwi Nutters, and they're on Facebook under the Kiwi Nutters support group. Amazing. They are really helping people, guys. So if you don't even have to be struggling with mental health. I don't struggle with mental health, but I do suffer from anxiety. So I love going on there and just seeing other people share their stories. It makes you not feel alone, and you think, wow, there are so many people out there, and it's okay for me to be feeling like I am right now. So I really wanted to share that. So thank you, Kay.
Beautiful, and I love your big heart. So hello to Kylie, Greg, Michelle, Sarah, how are you, darling? And we've got Tanya in the house. So if you're in the house, you're here joining us tonight, please say hello. Please share your woes and your scenarios. Who's got something that's making you feel, that you want to get out of the situation you're in, whatever it is, because we're here to have conversations with you around that. We're going to give you some of our tips and tricks. And of course, I'm going to talk about our beautiful Young Living essential oils that will support your journey and help shift you out of the funk and help get you into a better frame of mind for moving forward. When we use beautiful essential oils, it helps us to shift our mindset, because when we smell them, they go in through the receptors in our nose, they travel through the limbic system of our brain, and they help to release whatever it is that's holding us back, and they open the path for new ways, new thoughts, new feelings, and for the spirit to rise above whatever it is that is holding us back. So it might not be something traumatic that you are dealing with, but it might be just something, hey, I'm just not sitting in the right frame of mind, or I'm not sitting where I want to be in life. You might want to get a promotion. You might be thinking, hey, I'm just not happy for some reason. So share with us what is going on. Sarah says, my daughter did the blend for tonight's diffuser: lemon, lime, lavender, frankincense, and eucalyptus. Wow. Your daughter's very savvy and lucky to have a mum to help to offer, that, because she's probably only young, I think. Is she in primary school? So I love it when the mums say to the children, hey, what would you like? Because that is a way of empowering.
She stole all my orange. I don't blame her, Sarah. That's one of my favourites, is wild orange. But children are so intuitive. They really are. And I wish a lot more parents would listen to their children, because children are so in tune with the energies of our world. They are so in tune with herbs, oils, all old school stuff. That's not the right word, but, like it's really
old.
it's ancient healing practices. And funnily enough, the card I pulled for us all tonight is all about healing. So I love that, because we are all here on a journey, and a big part of us being here in this universe is part of a healing journey. We are actually here to heal our vibration in our world. And when you can use oils to help you do that, like I always put a diffuser on in my bedroom, because I journal in my bedroom. That's my sacred place. That's my safe place. And I pick the oil intuitively on what my body needs. I'll say to my body, what do you need today ready for me to journal? And I just go with that. I go to where I feel. It's like when you walk into a crystal shop, and often you'll be like, I needed that crystal. It called out to me. Well, the oils do the same thing. And it really helps me to open up and really get into my journaling, because that's part of your shadow work, which Kay mentioned earlier. Journaling is absolutely brilliant for releasing things that you no longer need, because you just go into a zone and start writing. I don't even think about what I'm writing. I just let it all flow. If I'm having a bad day, that's what my journal gets. I write swear words if I need to. If I feel the need to write something that's not nice, I still do that, because otherwise I'm censoring myself. And by censoring yourself, you're not growing, you're not healing, because you need to release everything. So journaling is huge for that. And using oils, what would be an oil you would use, Kay? Like, what kind of thing do you like for if you journal?
Well, depending on the mood I'm in, I might use frankincense if I feel like there's some self-doubt going on, and self-doubt, questioning myself or second guessing myself. Or I might use believe if I know that I need to believe in myself a bit more. If I'm feeling uptight and tense, I would use valor, because that's going to help bring in some balance, bring my energy down, and just help me to sit in a state of a deep calm, but with some strength within me. So I'm going to pull a card. Hello, Oni, and is it Comsoy crystal infused? Oh, okay, I'm not quite sure. And we've got the lovely Leslie from Scotland. We have Wendy Harvey. Lots of people joining in. Oh, her name, Comsoy Charmaine. You might know some of these people, Netty.
Yes, I do. And I just want to say hello to everyone that's come in, and hello to everyone who watches the replay. Sarah just put up an amazing post. I want to find a demolition yard. I need to smash stuff lately. I prefer to draw over journal. That's great. The journaling works for me, because I can't draw, like I'm not great at drawing, and I like to be a little bit of a perfectionist in my writing. And I love that. I love that you've brought that in, because what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for another. But with the demolition yard, people actually in the Gold Coast, they've got places that you can go to. You have to pay, unfortunately, but you actually go and pick out what you want to smash, and they've got proper smashing rooms. And yeah, they a lot of workplaces use them, and I can guarantee most of the stuff being smashed are the bosses.
Or need to be. So welcome, Jess. I'm good tonight. I
Hi, Jess.
dusted some rust off and did a day's teaching today. So I spent a day with some little grade 1 and 2-year-olds, and last night we were on. Was it last night or yesterday? We were on. I'm going. Oh, what am I doing? Going teaching, but yes, a classroom full of 19 little 1 and 2-year-olds and grades, and we took puppets. They had a great time. So I pulled a card for tonight, and it's Ride the Wave. So it's the same kind of things, ride the wave of life, because life is like this. It's not like this, and it's not like this, and it's not like that. It's like this. Okay, so it flows and ebbs. Hey, Wendy, how are you, darling?
Grace does that. This is mine.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe mine's a bit like that, but the point is, it's not mono. It's not, even keel. But once we've got the tools to bring ourselves back up, we tend to not quite be so squiggly as often as maybe we used to be.
True.
So, Andy Bo's in the house too. Hooray! Got your live jugs on. Oh, she got the jug on.
I got my cuppa.
Excellent. What is it? You create your dream.
You create your dream is on the outside. It's from Joanne Anton, and she's amazing. And she does a You Create the Dream course. And when you lift it up to drink it, on the inside of the mouthpiece, I know you can't see the writing, but it says, I create the dream.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and beautiful cups. Beautiful cups.
So let's know in the comments, what are your dreams? Are you creating your dreams? Give us some feedback. We like conversations. We don't want to be sitting here talking at you. We want to be talking with you. So, so that was my card. So tonight we're riding the wave. What wave are you riding? Are you feeling Andy's riding the wave of hot cuppers?
Hot cuppers, you!
Yay. So tonight we will be doing some readings, and maybe we might pick some of you, but anyone who comments on what you're going through, that is probably going to be more likely for us to have some juice to talk to you about and help talk you through some of the things you're going through at the moment. So if you want some tips and tricks and some cards pulled or just some advice, we are here to support you. It was Charmaine, I think, riding the wave of massive stress financially.
Yes, so many people are. Like, I actually don't know personally anyone that isn't. And I'm only saying that. I'm not downplaying what you're saying. I'm letting you know that it is absolutely running rife. And that's why I suggest people go over to the Kiwi Nutters, because we talk about all of that kind of stuff, and it helps to know that you're not the only one that's struggling to go and buy milk and bread. But it's very hard at the moment. So yeah. And a lot of people are feeling stuck and alone and worrying about how they're going to feed their children. And that's where we try and bring in, like working from your heart center, and journaling and doing what you need to do to keep yourself safe, and using oils. You've got an oil that I always forget the name of it, Kay, and I'm very sorry, but it's the angel one.
The white angelica, and most of my oils, I've got some here, but I haven't got them all here on hand because I'm all packed up because I'm going to an expo this weekend in Launceston. So, white angelica is a good protective oil, but another beautiful oil is abundance, because that supports your ability to get into alignment with abundance. And I like to wear that on my heart every day. And while I'm doing that, I just imagine that I am abundant in all areas of my life, not just in my wallet. So, and I was talking to Netty today because I was driving in the car and listening to a positive mindset audio book. And it's a good idea for, there's so many YouTube clips. There's some of our conversations. There's there's so many things we can access these days. So what are you filling your mind with is the question. And what are you filling your time with? Are you listening to music with the wrong vibration, heavy music that is not tuned to the right frequency? And that's a whole other story, because most of our music is not tuned to the right frequency.
Yeah.
So, go.
Sorry, I was just going to say something that I've found in all of the teaching that I do, and this is the genuine consensus, because I actually keep a track, because I'm a big researcher being a nurse. So we always researched. So I started putting that into my spiritual side as well. And something that has definitely come to the forefront is people have forgotten how to stay in tune with their own vibration. What do I mean by that? Very few people now go outside and walk barefoot on the sand or the ground or the grass, or they don't sit outside any periods of time. They're always inside, they're on computers, or even if they're outside, they've got a phone in front of their face, or emails, and this is not a judgment. This is the research that I've done. And so many people just won't even put their phone down and leave it inside and go and lay on their lawn for half an hour or 20 minutes, or because we've been programmed to be busy all the time. And that's why we are all feeling so detached. And it's true, because we've forgotten how to connect into our own energy. We've forgotten to listen to our heart. Even with eating, very few people now sit and enjoy their food. They will be, like answering emails or texts or watching TikTok or television while they're eating food. So nobody's tasting the food. Nobody's stopping when they feel full. We've detached even from ourselves. And that's something that's really, and that's why I do the work I do, because I bring people back in and get them doing the most simplest things, and it changes your life incredibly.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to look at some of these questions. Jenny wants a reading for health or something. Wait a minute. Will my health improve? I don't know I don't answer questions like that. Whether Nettie wants to tune into that or not, I don't know. But I can answer Sarah's. What's a good oil for tension, muscle, and mental? Marjoram oil is marjoram for muscles, and lemongrass for ligaments. And mental peppermint is a great oil. I know someone who has, been chatting with in the last week, and she was having a lot of tension in her upper thighs. I think we're going through a lot of, and I was like that the other day myself, feeling really tense and tight in my hips and my thighs. So I grabbed my Ortho Ease massage oil, hot shower, and then rub it on. And, today I got up and I thought, yay, it's gone. And I feel like shouting from the rooftop, because when you've got something like that, you can totally shift your energy. Andy Bow, grief and loss and into new beginnings for me, not just a survivor, a thriver, one step at a time. Absolutely. Now, I know Andy lost her beautiful, gorgeous mate and a dog. A couple of months ago now, maybe, and you would still be going through those processes. Yeah, so I know Andy is in New Zealand, and she has got a good supply of these oils. So when you've got something that you can reach for, like I would be looking at stress away. For grief and loss, I'd be looking at acceptance, and Jess mentioned acceptance here. It's an oil that's good for when there's nothing you can do at that moment but accept what is. And that's an important point, because, our mind races miles ahead, or it stays in the past or in the moment. We've got all this stuff going on. We need to stop. And even now, wherever you are, just let's stop and take a breath.
Yeah.
And just breathe. And
most people only shallow breathe, which is why they say, but I am breathing. but you need to breathe from your diaphragm, where you actually push your tummy out like a balloon with your air. And then when you exhale, your tummy shrinks back in again, because most people are just shallow breathing and they don't even know, because they're so used to just living on the edge of life. And that's not what we're here to do.
Yes.
With the pain you were talking about, Kay, I have actually perfected a concoction I created myself, because my eldest daughter suffered fibromyalgia and PCOS, endometriosis, like pain all the time, leg pain from the PCOS. A lot of people don't realize they're connected, knee and leg pain, stomach pain, blah, 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 blah. And the doctors kept putting her on opioids. Now, I do not like opioids. I think they're dangerous because they are addictive, and doctors don't explain this. And then next thing you know, people have an addiction and off they go on to a whole new tangent. So I started playing with my oils and I created a pain oil. And my daughter started using it, and within 3 days she was completely off opioids, has never touched another one. And my granddaughter uses it, both my daughters, and I sell it. And my grandson uses it every day because he's a gym junkie, and he utilizes it, and it's just amazing. And that in itself can help you deal with life, because when you're trying to fight pain on top of everything else, the world just comes tumbling down on top of you like a big boulder. And when you can control your pain, life doesn't seem as hard as when you've got the pain attached to it as well. Does that make sense? And
Yes.
like, obviously, like every single person, I can genuinely hand on heart say everyone who has tried the oils, because I road tested them with so many people on the Gold Coast, all differing ages, conditions, and I haven't had one complaint. I'm not here selling. I'm just saying you can create so that you don't have to take, and you can support yourself and help yourself get better. And just in regard to the question about health, I don't answer health questions because that's very dicey, because I don't know the person, I haven't made an assessment, and that's very important to me. But when you're asking other people about your health, and this is not a judgment, anything I say in here is not a judgment, and anyone who knows me knows that, but you're already giving away your power. You're letting other people decide whether or not you're going to be healthy. Does that make sense? So look within, what's going on, what's going on with your health. Have a look at that. Start researching it. What kind of things causes this problem? What can I do? Can I make a diet change? Do I need to, have a look at something else? What's going on? Will exercise help? Is exercise exacerbating it? Do you see what I mean? There's so many questions around it. And as a healthcare professional, it would be very unprofessional of me to make an assessment just from a comment. So please know you're not being ignored.
Yeah. We are here to empower you and to say to you, do your research. If you want one-on-one to learn about some of these things, you can go to my website, khamilton.com. I'm not sure. What's yours, Netty? You can book an appointment with me. How do they get in touch with you?
That's a good question. I'm really bad with, as you know, technology, and I've got a website. I don't even know if it's live. People just usually come to my Angelic Mystic Realm page and PM me. I do need to set something up, because I'm letting people and myself down, and I will do that.
What's your email?
It's Angelic Mystic Realm @hotmail.com. I'll type it in. I can't type it in.
Yes, I always
MYZTIC
realm
@hotmail.com. I really do need to set something up. I'm actually I haven't told you even this, Kay. I might as well tell people now while Kay's doing that. I'm actually in the process of creating what's called the realm. Now, in that realm, people are going to be able to come and subscribe, and I'm going to be doing all of my readings in there. I'm going to be teaching courses, classes, teaching about oils. I'm going to be teaching a lot of things. I'm going to be doing question and answer time. I'm going to be doing one-on-one with people. I'm going to be doing all sorts of things. So I'm very excited about that. Yeah, so, and you'll be able to come in there and play, Kay. But yeah, that's what I'm doing, because then it's more private for people rather than, you know, like mainstream. Some people don't like to put things on mainstream. They don't like people to know that they're spiritual, for example, you know. It might go against their work ethic or, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've created the realm. So watch this space.
Awesome. Now, Oni says, since my grandson has come along, he's making me stop and smell the roses. Gorgeous, which I appreciated. And again, Kay, what's a good oil for osteoarthritis in the knee? Love and light. So book in a time to talk to me. We have a supplement called sulfazyme, and that supports the relief of an because of the TGA, they tell us what we can say. So that supplement is fantastic, and it's got good. I can't even remember what's in it, but I know it's got copaiba in it, which is a great oil for all of these things. And Jess has mentioned she loves copaiba as well.
Copaiba, do you mean?
Copaiba.
Oh, I call it copaiba. Yeah, it's copaiba, I agree, is top level. Absolutely top level.
Yeah. So good for all sorts of things. So, but if you'd like to know more, Oni, reach out. Any of the oils. With Young Living, we have blends that are great, really good supportive oils for anything like that. And I actually last week, it feels like ages ago, but last week I was in Darwin at our Blue Cypress partner farm, and the lady there was telling us all these wonderful things about Blue Cypress. So I am going to be using that for all sorts of things. And Wendy, aren't you gorgeous? So lovely to see you both back together again. Long overdue. Oh, aren't you gorgeous?
Yeah, we like coming together. We do.
Yeah.
And I'm actually catching up with Kay this weekend. I'm so excited. I can finally get to see her again. And I can get to see her whenever I want now. I'm back home. So I'm very excited. But yeah, the reason I just want to go back to the realm, because I really get disappointed, because I see the comments like I do. I'm reading them as we go. I'm not ignoring, but I'm always cutting Kay off. So I'm very I'm a chatterbox. So I'm very conscious of that. So please know I'm not ignoring anyone. But this is what I find frustrating, because even on my lives, you know, I have so many people come in and everybody wants, oh, can I have a card? Please pull something for me, because people need hope. And I'm very aware of that. I take what I do very seriously. It's not just a fling for me. This is my life. And I get disheartened for people, because we can only do so much in an hour, and we like to have a chat, because otherwise you've just got people popping in and they're getting what they want and going again. When that's not fair on the regulars like Jess and Sarah and Wendy and Susan and, you know, sorry, you know, I'm just picking names out. You know, and that's why I created the realm, because I want to help people, and I can't do that just by pulling a card quickly. Yes, it might give you hope for 3 seconds, but then, you know, I might pick 5 people in that hour, but there's 45 that want that card. And I actually sometimes leave really disillusioned that I haven't helped people. So I stopped doing it for a while because I felt awful. So that's why I've created the realm, because I want to be able to help people.
It's a great name. So I want to go back to this podcast that I was listening to today. And all of you who are watching, I want you to think about affirmations. And I've been one, I like using intentions and I like to use the I am. But this guy was talking about people who do affirmations over and over and over and over, and they think that that's going to work for them. But there's a little bit more to it than this. And he was suggesting that we ask questions in a positive realm. So instead of saying I am healthy and wealthy, asking a question such as, and I want you to do this right now. If I said to you, like in your mind, I want you to say, I am wealthy, and just sit and see what is the next thought that comes into your mind. And tell me what your thoughts are if you feel comfortable to share it. Just imagine I am wealthy. And what is the thought after that? Okay, Sarah says I am brave. Okay.
Like that.
Yeah. But what if I said to you, notice a difference. What is it I do that makes me wealthy? If you sit and think about that, and I tested this on a friend today, what's the difference of what goes on in your mind between those two things? Or
So
it might be,
can I just add to that, Kay?
yep.
So just the way I would explain that, because I work differently because of my brain. My way, because Kay and I had this conversation, because I used to use I am, and as soon as I did, and this is something I teach in my inner work class, when I stand in front of the mirror and say, let's use finances. No, let's use I am smart. Okay, let's use that, because this you'll understand with my trauma brain. So if I stood in the mirror and said, I am smart, instantly my egotistical brain would be like, who are you trying to kid, honey? You ain't smart. You are dumb.
Mm.
And straight away, that is honestly the go-to point. Finances. Oh my God. I am rich. Really? Really? Okay, so define rich to me, honey, because I don't see the Gold Coast mansion and the Mercedes, So I changed it because my brain knew I was lying, because I was lying. I mean, define rich. Rich to me is the life I have, where I don't have a 9-to-5 job. I live on 19 acres. I'm in the country. I'm back home in Tasmania. I feel safe. I feel loved. I am happier than I've ever been. That's rich to me. But my brain would automatically go to money. And so I reframed it, and I started asking a question. How did I get so rich? How did I get so brave? How did I get so smart? Because when you ask the question, your brain can't argue with that, because it can't argue with the question. So sorry to cut in, Kay, but that's my way of understanding exactly what you're saying.
So you're asking a question, because then you're accessing a different part of your brain. And I tested it on a friend today, and she came out with one was because I'm brilliant, and one was about how come she's building a great house, and things are going so smoothly. So the answer came out because you research, and she had all these different things about the answer to the question, rather than just that first the question and then the answer, and then you're going, is that true?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm wealthy for all I have that is not materialistic. What I have now is all I ever wanted. I drew my future when I was 9, and I have it. Fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
That's
I
great.
love that. I love that so much.
So I thought you were in Brisbane, Nettie, or have I misunderstood?
No, you didn't misunderstand, Wendy. I used to live on the Gold Coast, and I was talking to my children one night and said, you know what, I'm so tired of the heat. I'm tired of the motorways. They scare me, because people are very angry these days, and you'd get on the motorway and you always had someone trying to run you off it or riding up your backside. It was terrifying for me. And I said, so we sat down and said, right, where we're going to go. And we looked at all different places, and then we all decided, okay, let's go back to Tasmania. So we literally waited a couple of weeks, packed everything we had, jumped in our cars and drove down. So that's what I do. That's just what I do.
Andy says, gratitude. How did I get so? And then, yes, how did I get so healthy, or how did I get so wise?
Yeah.
And she said, I love it, because if you've sat and really ask yourself some of those questions and listen for the response, because the responses come from within. And we have the answers within, but we just need to, use that muscle, practice it, use it. The old saying, use it or you lose it.
Well, you work when you ask the question, you actually work from your heart space. When you just say I am, you work from your head space. So your head space is kind of your ego, and it will always it's like you ask, like you say, I might go for a walk today. And your head will automatically try and talk, oh, it might rain. Oh, well, it looks a bit windy out there. Really? It's a bit far. Oh, why don't you sit on the couch and watch Netflix? Whereas if you say, wow, how would I feel if I went for a walk today? Do you see the difference? Automatically, you're working from your heart space, and you start to think, well, yeah, I'd actually like to go for a walk, the fresh air, do you see the difference?
You get a much more positive response, or you get a response that you can respond to or relate to, rather than, is it true?
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. And Wendy's clapping you. Good for you. You've done some moving. Okay.
Yes.
So where to next?
All right. Well, this is the bit I don't like, because I'm going to say, would anybody like a card pulled? And the majority of people will, and then we'll be out of time. And that's why I said, I've created the realm, because and of course we're on a time limit, because that's the way it is. But that's why I've created the realm, because I'm going to go away upset because I might have only answered 2 people. And I don't like it.
Okay, so come on, who would like a little bit of, here we go, Wendy Harvey. Now, Wendy also, Wendy said she's got 3 people in hospital. So up earlier. Where are we going? Anyway, so 3 people in hospital unwell. So let's all send some good vibes to Wendy. And I actually, this morning, I had somebody sent me a message. We were going to have a chat, and it was a bit of a shock to me, because she said, I actually can't chat with you at the moment. And then there was this whole blurb on her husband had decided that he couldn't, at least he was talking to her about the fact that he felt that there was no point in him living any longer. And she was saying, what oils could I, use for this? So I said frankincense. What else? Because I know she's got the fantastic premium starter kit. Frankincense, which would help him to embrace his inner power. And it also helps us to detach from what's not serving us very well. It's grounding and it's strengthening. I also recommended orange, because it's going to give you that, the happiness, the joy, the bubbles, that we, that uplifting aroma, and it transforms feelings of self-sabotage and helps us to honor our full potential and magnifies your courage. What else did I suggest for him? Peace and calming, to give him a beautiful sense of peace, and also it helps you to move beyond those feelings of despair and grief. And then the other one I suggested was valor, because valor is a fantastic oil. So, and I was recommending that he layers them on his feet if he felt inclined. Obviously, if he didn't feel inclined, the wife needs to realize that that's his journey, but what's her journey in amongst this scenario? But it was kind of, I'm there going, oh my gosh. So I just said, look, I'm sending you love. And I sent some prayers, asked the angels to be with them, and asked her to keep in touch with me, because that is so important, that, so she knows she's got someone to talk with.
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
right, Netty, you pulled something for who?
Yes,
Someone?
straight away, Wendy. Going back to what Kay's talking about, it's coming through very, very clear. Stop taking other people's stuff on. And I know that sounds really cold and harsh, but I don't sugarcoat, because you tend to, like, worry, oh, this is happening, that's happening, oh my God, and you tend to take that on, even if you're not aware of that. And then you start to kind of, I almost want to say your brain will go into a bit of a, frenzy's too big of a word, but like then you start seeing things not as they are. You start worrying all the time if someone else is going to get sick or what's going to happen next. Or so clear those thoughts, because thoughts become things, and that's coming through very loud and clear. Don't take on, because every person is on their own journey, and it might not be a journey we want for them, but that's out of our hands. We just have to go with what we can do. So you've got the moon tree and the hope cards. So the moon tree indicates that, you've got some really good cycles coming up for you. So once you can start letting go of all of your thoughts and things and holding on to, the despair, if you like, of others, once you can let that go, you've got some really good cycles coming forward, because you also got the hope card, which indicates that things are going to get better. That may not look like that on the outside for you, but once you start tuning in, you'll know that everything is as it's meant to be, and life is actually going to get better. So hold on and don't take on other people's stuff.
Okay, and the oil that's come up for you is rosemary, and it's about being stuck or creative, Wendy. So instead of being stuck in that mode of you worrying about your friends, we've got the message that you are the very essence of creation. So you, instead of saying I am the very essence of creation, how did I become the very essence of creation? And it will help you move into a state of creativity. In other words, a new way to think and feel about that situation. And rosemary is about remembering who you are and remembering your inner strength. It'll help you to move from those stuck feelings and bring you some more flow.
Perfect. Oni, you came up very clearly. It's time for you to start showering yourself with kindness, because I feel as though there's some really harsh energies around you, whether that's coming from yourself or coming from an outer source. But kindness is really, really needed for you right at this time, because I feel as though that's really impacting on your life, the harshness, whether or not you're doing that yourself. But I also feel like it's an outer thing too. So it could be work related. And remember, guys, I can't tune in very well for a card. So I'm just getting what I'm given. But it's time for you to start being compassionate and giving yourself more humanity, because it's almost like you kind of, I want to say, have stopped caring for yourself not in like daily living, but overall. It's almost like life's got too much and it's just like, yeah, whatever. So turn that around, start working back from your heart space, start doing nice things for yourself, kindness to yourself, because you're kind to everybody else, but you've forgotten to do that for yourself, your own humanity. So please, 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 kindness for yourself. That's coming through very, very strong. I hope that helps, my love.
And I've got nutmeg, which is about being revitalized or feeling conquered. So kind of, I love how they marry up. I'm revitalized by my inner flame. So you could ask, let's turn that into a question. How, why do I, no, is it, how do I revitalize my inner flame? And just sit and just tune into that and feel what is the answer to that. So nutmeg is like the get up and the go oil. It helps you, it helps to give you energy. So let's hope the energy can be centered towards yourself. And as mothers, as grandmothers, we love being the givers. And nutmeg is soothing and uplifting, and it will go and help any feelings of exhaustion and being worn out. So where are we going next, Netty?
Sarah. I think Sarah asked for a card. I hope I'm right. I was just trying to scroll back through.
Yes, she will be, because
Sarah, something very clear has come through to me within 3 months from today. So mark that in your diary, please. Something huge is coming for you. It's good. I feel such good energy around, and it's like a new beginning. And that came through before I even pulled your card. And it's almost like there's something ending for you, and it's in the process now, and it has been for a little while, but you've got a whole new beginning coming, and it's a good beginning. It's almost like what is it they're trying to show me? It's almost like you're creating a whole new realm, literally a whole new part of your life. It's new, it's fresh, it's upbeat, and it's very, very needed for you. So time to open new doors. It's time to step into your courage, which I know you have much of, because you've been given the snake. And as we know, or you may not know, I know, so I shouldn't say we, the snake indicates fast change, but good change. And the old snake has shed its skin, so you've got the new shiny snake, and that always indicates your new beginnings, always. So it's coming fast. It's not a slow. It's not going to take 3 years, or it's within this 3-month period. So let us know.
Okay. And Sarah, pine oil, which is going to help any inadequate feelings about yourself and bring in your worthiness. And the affirmation here is, I believe in my own significance. So you could ask yourself a question. Why do I believe in my own significance? So ponder that question. And why is it that you know that you are significant? And the deep part of you will answer that. And pine oil, see if I can find another little message while we're waiting for Netty to pick the next person.
Yep,
Refresh spirit. So it will soothe any anxious feelings and nervous tension and mental stress. And you talked about mental before. So have you got any pine oil? It's excellent following exercise and can be added to your bath for physical, mental, and emotional fatigue. Brilliant if you are lacking concentration or experiencing bouts of forgetfulness and due to stress or being overworked. Helpful if you are feeling unimportant in your personal, social, or work life. A good one to align your roots, sacral throat, and third eye. It will help ground into your body. Oh, and we have another Hamilton. Oh, calendar mark. Thank you much. I have pine oil. Oh, I'm asking lots of questions lately. I am Wonder Woman. I wonder when or why. Truly appreciate the time from you both. Beautiful.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So my next person is Vicky Ann. Vicky Ann, straight away while I was, because what happens is when I look at the names, they'll actually glow. I know that sounds, but they do, they glow. So I know that I need to pull something. But straight away, Vicky Ann, there's a story that needs to be told. A story that's going to be a big healing venue for you. And I almost get write your book, write your story, because that's going to be very cathartic for, I think that's the right name, for a lot of people. So that's coming through very, very, very strongly. And funnily enough, the author card came out. So it doesn't necessarily mean you need to race out and write a book and get it published, but write your story, because you've got so much to learn from that, and it's going to be a huge healing process. You'll also need to start setting your intentions. I feel as though you've been floundering, just, floating along with life, but not really enjoying the ride. So it's time to start setting your intentions. What is it you want out of life? Write it down. Get it on pen and paper. Start looking at it each day and do little things each day to take steps towards it. That's very, very important, because once you plant your ideas, then it's like a garden. You can watch them grow bit by bit. So I hope that helps.
Okay, and I've pulled helichrysum for you, which is uplifting to the subconscious. So if you're going to start writing a book, or even get some journaling and allow your subconscious to be released, helichrysum is the perfect oil to support that. It channels strong vibrations of calmness and creativity, giving relief to your subconscious. It's very transformative. It's stimulating, centering, clarifying, and grounding. Excellent for diffusing when starting new projects. It gives you strength to persevere and not give up, even in the most difficult of ventures. It helps you with forgiveness and on others and yourself on a subtle but gentle level, and helps guide through difficulties. It will cut through resistance to emotional blocks, like resistance to change, resistance to hearing the truth, resistance to lack of integrity, resistance to fears around death or irresponsibility. Now, I've got a friend who had a very unfortunate experience, where a kind of abuse. I'll just put it in that in those terms. And she loved helichrysum. She would pick up the helichrysum and bring in the new thoughts and the new where she wanted to move to, from and to. In Europe, helichrysum is called immorale. So it's the oil for immortality. It's the oil for the zest of life. And it helps with the adaptation, which is going to create the movement and the flow, which I would suggest when you marry that with what Netty's talking to you about, get that pen and paper out and have a ponder upon your story and ask yourself a question. How am I so good at moving through my life so well?
Yep. Do we have time for one more, Kay?
Yes, we've got 6 minutes or something.
Okay. All right. I'm not good with names. It's either Hannah, Jana, Hamilton. I'm sorry, I'm not good with the J's because some are silent, some aren't. So I apologise profusely because I would have.
We know what the surname is. Lovely surname. I wonder if we're related.
Straight away, what are you hiding? What are you hiding from yourself? What have you pushed down and continue to push down and not facing? What is your fear there? Now, I asked that because I got the hidden world card for you. And that means that you have a knowing something may have happened to you, could be years ago, could be in childhood. And rather than face it, you've flushed it down, and you can flush it down with food, with just ignoring it, with alcohol, with drugs, with what, pick your choice. But it's time to stop hiding from yourself, because can I tell, and this is collectively as well, we are in the awakening game, the awakening. So everyone is going to have to face their shadow self, everyone. That's why for years I've been doing the inner work with people, because we were shown that this was coming a long time ago. And you cannot escape yourself. No matter how much you want to, you cannot escape yourself. So you have to do your inner work. You have to do your shadow work. Shadow work is not scary. I know there's a lot of psychics out there that do say it is, like, oh, you've got to, deal with all your inner demons, etc. But no, it really isn't like that. It's just gently working on yourself and being aware of what triggers you, or what makes you sad, or what makes you feel angry, or where is this coming from? And then you explore that in a safe place. So it's time for you to do that, because you've been in hiding. So you've had this sadness around you and in you for too long, and I can feel it, and it's definitely connected to you. So it's time for you to look inside yourself. It's time for you to do your inner work. It really is time, because it's time for you to start living. And I really say that it's time to start living, my love, because you are worthy. I hope that helps.
Fantastic. And
I've got time for.
I've pulled out frankincense for you, and frankincense, the question would be around feeling vulnerable, and frankincense will give you protection. So you could ask, how do I feel so protected and less vulnerable? And sit with that as your question, You could put your frankincense on. I've put some on me. I've activated. I've made my scent tent, and you move it around your aura. And this oil will help you to really move through that stage of vulnerability and give you the protection that is going to work so beautifully for you. So we are towards the end, but so what I want to do is talk to you. Some of you may not know of Netty's page called Angelic Mystic Realm, and you can find her on Facebook. You can come and join me on Kay's Essential Oil Wisdom, and I'm going to be I'm getting the nudge to offer a what do you call it, a webinar online, so that we can put in some groundwork for activating your courage to move on, and also so that you can bring in a new vision. And I'm warming up to that. So stay in touch with me so that you can come and join that. Stay in touch with Netty. And we're getting some beautiful comments. Jana said, thank you so much for your time and energy. And Andy said, all my favorite oils tonight. Who else? Susan, love you, ladies. Yes,
Sarah's saying she can't access my page. I'll go and have a look. My page, honestly, Sarah, my page, I had like 18,000 followers, and Facebook went through and deleted, and I got right down to 6,000. Now I'm back up to 8,000, and it won't go any higher. Yet every day I've had people like on adding my page, but it's not counting them. Facebook's doing stupid things, and I've had quite a few people saying they can't find me. So I'll go and have a look. Thank you for letting me know. Mm-hmm. And thank you for your lovely comments, everyone. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you. Come over to Angelic Mystic Realm, and that's what I was saying. This is why I've created the realm, because I get really disillusioned that I didn't get to everybody tonight. And I know I'm only human, I get that, but I still like to help people. So
I would say, how did you actually connect with everyone tonight, Netty?
Well, I think
tune into that answer. So we leave you with the thought of, how is it that we are so wonderful, or how is it that I am so wonderful? And just sit with that thought. And you could even, Andy's put a link to the page. Thank you. I love it when our helpers come in.
It's not a block from me, Jess, because I don't block people unless they're spamming my page, because I find that to be negative energy, and I don't work from that. So we'll see.
There you go. So what I'm going to do, have I got my thing? Let's have a little bit of, Netty, I often finish off with a little bit of a reset. So I'm going to hit my bowl. When I hit my bowl, what I want you to do is to breathe into your tummy and release whatever it is that you need to release. So let's do 3 breaths. Beautiful. So nice big breath, and just relax, breathing out and taking notice of your body, taking notice of your tension, and just let it go. And let's go again. Another breath, deep belly breath, bringing in the good energy, and let out the energy of tension or anything that's holding your space really tight and disconnecting you from the energy of who you really are. And one last breath. And just feel that empowerment that's within you. Feel that beauty that you have. Feel your highest potential. And we'll finish on some beautiful little chimes. And thank you, Andy Bow. You've put a link to my group. So if anyone wants to come and find that, you request to join, I will send you a friend request and let you in. And if anyone would like a little bit of a talk about essential oils and how to get connected with these beautiful Young Living oils. I only use Young Living because I know that the quality of our oils is the best you can access in all the world. So thank you very much, Netty. This has been a bit of fun, and it's just great to see so many of our faithful followers with us, and we love you all. That's over and out from me, from my heart to your heart.
Love you all. Thank you for hosting, Mickey. And
No
thank you
worries.
for joining and sharing your energy with us tonight, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for being here. Bye.
Bye.